I know what you're thinking. How the heck does this guy have this amount of free time to walk around in all these forests every day? Truth is, I really don't. But I make time because it's important. What do you see? What do you see? So the question is, how do I make time? Well, that's what I'd like to talk about today. I want to give you my top 5 ways that I save time in my garden. So normally, when guys do a top 3, top 5, top 10 list, they save the best one for last. Maybe it's to make people watch all the way to the end of the video or whatever. But I'm going to give you the best one first. So my number 1 way that I save time on my organic farm, mulching. I know I preached it till I was blue in the face, but seriously, proper heavy mulching is the biggest time saver you can do for your garden. Now, in case you hadn't seen the extensive mulching video I made, I'll put a link down below in the description. But I'll quickly now just give you 3 reasons why mulching can save you copious amounts of time. Whoa, there's an owl. Let's see if we can get it on video. What are you doing up there? It's a pretty big guy. Oh, he doesn't like the puppy. I don't think he likes you, Emma. Oh, there he goes. Right, mulching. 3 reasons why. Number 1, you don't have to water nearly as much. Watering is a huge time waster. Oh, maybe not waster, but watering is a huge time consumer in any garden. The less you have to water, the more time you'll have. Number 2, proper heavy thick mulching virtually eliminates weeding. Weeding is not only time consuming, but it sucks. Nobody wants to do it. So if you can mulch, you'll be weeding far less, if at all. Number 3, depending on what you mulch with, you might not have to fertilize either. Green grass, green leaves, mulching with weeds, if you have them, which you shouldn't. Not to mention, the crops you cut down when they're done, they could be shredded up and mulched. They will all shed nitrogen and micronutrients right back into the soil, therefore often eliminating the need to fertilize at all. Mulching, huge time saver. Okay, number 2, batching your tasks. If you have a lot of tasks to do that are similar to each other or that feed off of each other, get them all done at the same time. If you're weeding one bed and the bed beside it needs weeding, do that too. If you're fixing the irrigation for one row of beds, on the one next to it or the one over also needs fixing, just get it all done at the same time. Instead of hauling out the tools, getting ready, doing all the measuring, just do it all at once. Batch your tasks. Number 3, ongoing maintenance. Every time you're out in the garden, say you're in the backyard with the kids, or you're back there talking to your neighbor, or whatever, do the little things. See some little weeds sprouting out, just sort of pick them out, maintain. If you're putting around, do a little bit of watering here or there, do a little bit of pruning. 10 minutes a day, it really adds up. And not only does it add up, if you're not leaving those tasks to get away from you, 10 minutes today might save you an hour next week when the problem is much more severe. What's that proverb? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That really applies to an organic living organism like your garden that never stops. Number 4, and this is a biggie, multitask. And this is similar to batching your tasks, but a little more advanced and a little more forethought goes into it. So I'll give you an example of multitasking at its finest. So say you're weeding a bed, you've got all these weeds, the bed beside it needs mulching. Boom, 2 tasks done at the same time with just a little bit of planning. You know, if you hadn't planned it out, you'd look at them as 2 individual tasks. Okay, I've weeded, and then, you know, the next day, oh, I've got to go cut the lawn or do something to create mulch because now I have this bed to mulch. So, a little bit of planning, you can get multitasking done. Multitasking. It is essential to saving time in your garden. Speaking of saving time, this video is going quick. You know, usually my video takes almost the entire walk of this loop that we do in this forest. And I'm not even halfway through and I've only got 1 point left. Final point, and this is more about eliminating the wastage of time. Planning ahead. It cannot be understated that planning ahead is probably one of the most important things you could do to save time in your garden. Best way to explain it is to give you an example. Say watering is on your list of things to do, things that have to get done. Always have a look at the forecast. Bird Central here tonight. Always have a look at the forecast. If it's going to rain in 2 days and your plants can wait, you know, rainwater is always better than tap water. Just wait it out. Let that rain come down. Save you time. Planning ahead. Jeez. You know, another example would be is to make sure you've got an adequate time slot so you can batch your tasks. You know, say you've got that bed repair to do for the irrigation, but there's only time to do 1. Well, maybe that's not the time slot where you repair the irrigation. Maybe that's the time slot where you go do some weeding or some mulching or, you know, prune your zucchinis or desucker your tomatoes. You know, plan ahead so that the time that you do have facilitates batching your tasks and multitasking. So let's go through those 5 essential ways to save you time in the garden again. So that's it for this video, guys. Ironically, I've got enough of a walk left that I could start thinking of ideas for new videos. Just by making this video alone, I've saved time. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Click subscribe if you haven't already. As always, leave some questions or comments down below. And really, thanks for watching.